The North American battle rages on as we move out of what was a very exciting matchup where Dewey took on Maxter. We move into something just as exhilarating. Return of the big gangster himself, psygib, as he goes up against Dewey 40.
Yeah, the
Of course, dramiS again.
the America's raging hard on a Sunday as yeah, these matches have been nuts, huh?
Man, it's been pretty crazy how close all the games have been so far, right? The first series was sick. The second series lived up to the hype as well. And now we're in for a treat. This is a classic North American game.
Oh yeah, this one should be, I think, just as good as the last two sets. We'll see. Looking forward to seeing that gangster psygib. I don't think we're actually going to get the visuals, but in-game we might be able to see that swagger from psygib. But, I mean, dramiS no slouch himself. These guys have played each other a lot, both alongside and against each other. So I'm looking forward to seeing kind of the game within the game where they kind of know what steps they're going to take next. It should be good.
No, yeah, it should be pretty fun. I think all of the games we've actually been given tonight genuinely keep us in store for what should be a really sick Sunday of Quake. They're all looking pretty exciting. The schedule looked really tantalizing, and this is just another one of the quality matchups we've been served. A different reason really for it, though, in terms of the domestic matchup, in terms of how good this game has been, in terms of the previous seasons we've seen. It's always lived up. It's always been very enjoyable. There's something special about seeing dramiS and psygib go head-to-head. I don't know what it is. It just kind of has a bit of a different pizzazz to it. It hits different for you.
It hits a little bit different indeed. I'm looking forward to seeing if dramiS could sneak in that Q4 movement champion Strog or Slash. It's very strong with those champs. I'm gonna see. Let's see if I could see into the future here. All right, I won't ruin it. But yeah, looking forward to that. psygib, I kind of like to see him potentially on scale if that's available. But yeah, I mean, in terms of just overall players, I love psygib as a player and dramiS as a player. They've both been growing. They've both shown that they're, you know, here to stay. psygib has beaten some of the Titans. dramiS trying to work his way up there incrementally and get his name out there as one of kind of the taker of the Titans, if you will, trying to get, you know, the names in America under his belt. A little bit harder for him, but I think growing every week, trying to get better and better as we get closer to, you know, the Stage 1 finals.
Oh, absolutely, man. Well, let's get into the picks and bans. We won't waste any more time. We'll start to try and pick this series out for what it will really be. It's a great matchup in terms of the actual one-on-one we've got with psygib taking on dramiS, but what are we looking at here? Ooh, in terms of the veto. Okay, I'm liking what I see. In terms of actual champions, we've got a lot of speed coming out. There's a lot of aggression. There's another matchup that we just got as well. Of course, in our previous series, we had Dewey and Maxter rocking the Scale Bearer and the Sorbet herself. So that should be a fun one on Ruins for you.
I love it. I love it. Down with thickness always. Athena in Strog. Again, we get dramiS on the Q4 movement, so that's going to be interesting. But Athena's so mobile, as we saw on Deep Embrace, also on Awoken. And then we kind of have the standard Visored versus Nyx on Blood Covenant. No better way to kind of end the set with a standard matchup on kind of, you know, the world's most renowned map, I would say, in Quake. So we'll see kind of how it goes. Just looking at those map picks and champ picks and everything, I kind of favor psygib just slightly. But we'll see. I mean, we've been surprised all day, so who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I can see the edge. I do think, of course, when we've had them go head-to-head in the past, it does feel like there has been a bit of a favouring towards psygib. psygib's been putting up some big numbers. Obviously, dramiS, he hasn't had the best season this time around going into Season 2 with Stage 1, but he's a really good competitor. That's one of those things about it, right? It doesn't matter if you have a rough season in QPL. You can always get back into it. You can always show up. It's always on your back at the end of the day, right? That's one of the beautiful things about Arena FPS. It's down to you as an individual to just step back up. And we know he definitely can. He's been tremendously talented in the past, really good when it comes down to a lot of momentum in terms of navigating the maps and actually using the speed to be a bit of a blessing. That's always been a favorable play for dramiS, and his aim was always a big talking point as well. We've seen him be really crisp with the rails to the rockets in the past. I hope that comes out tonight.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing if he was kind of watching Maxter play and maybe he's got, you know, some inspiration for the peaker.
Maybe. And we will see as we are into it. We're going to be starting off on dramiS's POV as well, of course, on the Strog and Pika. Love a bit of Awoken 40, and I'm glad we get it to start this series off. It'll get both of these awake on the right side of the bed.
Oh yeah, I hope everyone in chat is Awoken as well. Nice and lively to start the Sunday here, as this one's going to start off a little bit slower. dramiS waiting patiently. Rail is going to be a weird switch, and psygib immediately takes him out with rockets, and that was an interesting weapon choice.
It was. I mean, it's a nice opening frag, though. He's really doubled down on that one and been able to walk away with a good opener. Looking for a bit more as well. The Punisher himself, as he pulls out a single rocket to slap dramiS in the face as he was trying to pick up some speed coming round Banana. That will slow him down. Up the bounce pad, but it's just a bit of a bait. Fires off 2 rockets, as instead dramiS is working his way round over towards the heavy spawn. Still 6 seconds till it comes in. He can get himself up on a pedestal, though. He's got the high ground to work with. It is, of course, going to be an advantage fighting down from this position. Fires through the murder hole. Nice 90 coming out from psygib, though, as the rail connects. There's the follow-up as well. And dramiS is on death's door.
That was such a good rail through the drive-through window, serving up some damage there. High caloric intake for dramiS. That's going to be bad for his heart as he's sitting on about 75 HP. Going to grab some bubbles, and they're not going to be enough. Walking around the corner straight into a rail. psygib up too early, grabs the mega, and he's going to be able to rotate over to the heavy. But first, opening damage misses with the rail. dramiS actually fights back. That's going to be good, but psygib casually backs off onto that heavy, and the stack's going to be huge. There's another rail from dramiS there as he's heating up slowly, and that's exactly what he needs. Stack's about even. He's going to eat a little bit of rocket damage going around the corner. Good shoulder check, but the rails for both players will miss. And the peeker's dealt with nicely. psygib wants no part of that.
2 minutes in. 2 frags established here for psygib. Look at the way he's playing it. It's like he's just playing Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 40. He's just cranking out all sorts of moves. He's turned inverted a half pipe. He's just keeping himself everywhere he needs to be. And he's so quick about it. dramiS can't actually contend with, of course, how beneficial it is having this grapple hook on the Athena right now. He looks for another potential backstab as well, having a sneaking suspicion that the man was towards middle. Does take the high ground off him and just holds the angle for now.
Another mega goes to psygib, waiting patiently, somehow misses that rail, just barely. Good LG here, 70 HP, needs to back off. dramiS smells blood, there's the peeker, the hook won't land, and that's gonna be deadly. dramiS gets that frag. That is so unfortunate, as psygib is dominating the item battle here, but dramiS puts himself on the board, and he's only down by 1. This should open up the map to him a little bit here. This mega's going to be up, but up the jump pad goes psygib with the shotgun defending, and he's going to be able to get back on that mega, and that is heartbreaking for dramiS there, as that was the opening he needed to get in on that item.
Oh, look at the transition from LG to rail. I was going to say that was a sick one, but the follow-up from psygib was even better as he finishes him off. And again, psygib has that lead back already. As soon as dramiS came on the board, I mean, it was really short-lived. He was there for a few seconds before psygib got an edge once again. Rocket firing down, Pika coming in, but both of those things are going to amount to nothing for dramiS. So psygib keeps control and keeps on farming up those items.
dramiS still so weak, can tank 1 rail, but then it's curtains. He's going to grab a 50 shard that's going to help a little bit here. So he's looking for just the toesies over by the heavy, but psygib's already in and out of there. Just adding to this huge deficit of items. dramiS again behind, only 2 heavies, 1 mega to 6 and 7 for psygib respectively here. Good rail from dramiS. He's going to have to stop and grab some rockets. There's an ammo box there, which is going to help a little bit, but psygib firmly in control, has the stack advantage. Has 3 grapples if he needs. There's the preemptive peeker play from dramiS. Good vertical rocket, but the stack is just so big it doesn't even matter. There's a good rail there. dramiS reeling after that one. psygib also railable, grabs a 25, that puts him out of range. dramiS, meanwhile, grabs a 50 shard and eats a rail, a vertical rail from psygib. So good. Just containing all the angles. Anywhere you go, there's going to be damage. He's like a Visa check card. He's just everywhere you want to be.
He's just always accepted. It's ridiculous. You physically cannot stop him at this point. The consistent damage just wearing down dramiS. So whenever he actually wants to get into a fight, he just physically can't because his stack's so low. If he does run the risk, he'll probably be fragged out. Transition from the weapons here could come back to haunt psygib slightly. Won't matter though, as he does get the transition back off. Quickly fired off the rail, killed the Pika, and now has to use the rocket for the close encounter. Really good tracing there with the rockets. Dodged out of way with the grappling hook, and then found 2 direct hits to take down dramiS. Now, going back in for more as well. Quick fire out with the rail, actually lands the follow-up. So dramiS once again in a position where he could topple over if psygib can track him down.
Really good play on that Mega by psygib. Very patient with the rail. You love to see it there, using a little bit of plasma to make his advances. And there's another great rail, looking for another one. Just barely missing out on that one. Still, the damage is done. It goes through the telly, but rockets are waiting. dramiS needs to be really careful. There's the peeker. He's going to go through the shotgun, and dramiS had to see that coming. That's unfortunate. But psygib plays it well, grabs another frag. Still a little bit weak here as the battle for the Mega emerges, and psygib's going to concede here. Not out for 10 seconds. The position isn't going to be that lucrative for now. Tribolt coming around the corner. psygib makes his way towards the Mega now, but a little bit wary. As the Tribolt again raging out from dramiS. Good rail, but it's right before the Mega, so dramiS is okay with that.
Rockets after rockets being fired out every which way. None of them connecting onto the big man, dramiS. Won't really matter though for psygib. Because of course, the more time he wastes, where he's currently got this 4 frag lead, that's just going to be him keeping the game in control. Exactly where he wants it. Beautiful read there as well with the timing up the bounce pad. Both of those rockets hitting, doing a nice amount of damage to stop dramiS in his tracks, acting effectively as caltrops from psygib here. And we're close towards 7 minutes as well for dramiS. He's not really had any opportunity to go for something audacious to get back into the game. The peeker not really being a big benefit for him as well, as psygib shuts it down every chance he gets. Here comes the LG though, and there's the quick switch to the rail. The weapon prioritization is on point. Unfortunately for him, he comes running into psygib nails, and he's barely alive, keeps himself up in a fight. Back up the bounce pad. Both of them are one shot at this point. It's the HMG that picks off dramiS and again gives the favor back to psygib.
Oh no, this is going horribly wrong here. As psygib doesn't hit the rails. dramiS a little bit fortunate there. Didn't really have weaponry to work with for psygib. Good rail there. And dramiS, this is the opening he needs. He can't just throw this away. He needs to be able to close out this frag. Good Tribolt into the shotgun, and that's a fantastic weapon switch. 2 frags down. Momentum for dramiS here. He's going to be able to get in just barely on the heavy to deal damage as psygib steals it away. Good rail on the way out. But psygib's just too fast. He gets all around the map, grabs both items. Another fantastic rail from dramiS to at least keep it close. psygib looking to maybe slow it down here. 2 minutes, 2 frags. He wants to take this first dub and put the money in his pocket. dramiS looking to try and tax that ass and maybe get a little bit of money on his own as he grabs an LG. Doesn't have peeker for 20 seconds, but he does have a decent stack here. As the battle might rage out next to the rail, there's the hook to get out of there. dramiS is okay with that as he grabs the heavy. Items are split, and we got 1:30 left.
Well, if dramiS is the tax man, he needs to get in there soon. Right now, psygib is evading him. Ooh, flinging himself up with the grapple, gets out of the potential worrying area of going down. He is very low, and the rail could finish him off if he gets an angle, but psygib just keeps skirting around on those roller skates to avoid dramiS at every single turn. Finally catches up to him. Quick switch to the rocket. That should frag him out, but psygib dodges back with the grappling hook. Takes him down. Finally, dramiS gets a frag here. He's got 60 seconds to find one more and close this to 6-6. Keeping it alive into a sudden death. psygib fully commits to the fight. He's willing to take this one on the chin and suffers because of it. There's the 6-6. Now we actually have a viable comeback for dramiS.
So well done. psygib didn't really have a choice, had to just maximize damage there, and with that rail, that sends dramiS packing very, very weak as we're getting closer to 30 seconds left. And Heavy's going to be first, so dramiS already missing out on a major. He's going to grab a 50 shard and try and wait for this Mega. Is psygib going to try and contest this, or is he okay? I think at this point, both players want to make sure that the stack is perfect and the situation is perfect for them to try and engage. There's a rocket around the corner. Is he going to go through the telly? He's not going to chase. dramiS instead going to make his way back to the T-Con, maybe set up for some damage on this Heavy.
Not a lot of time left. Let's see if they don't actually overcommit to the fight here. In the next 2 seconds, we will go to the sudden death, which we've now fallen into. It all comes down to 1 frag, and dramiS, oh, could be the chosen one to snatch this map away, as the rails are looking on point at the minute. Hits 2 of them. Leaves psygib in quite a crippled position here. He doesn't have that much stack to play with. It could be quite worrying for him. Meanwhile, dramiS, he's topping himself back up, swinging his way around like a hoover for any items that will replenish him and allow him to take a heavy hit into the next encounter. 5 seconds until the heavy spawns in. psygib, he wants it and he knows that he's going to have to put up a fight to attempt to get it. Rails and Pika's whizzing by. It's snatched by dramiS, launching himself over as well. Fails the rocket jump, but still lands the rocket. Transition to LG as he's on the ledge. Does so much damage, but psygib gets away.
That one was so close. dramiS did not want to hang around on that ledge, but the LG almost netted him with the frag, and here comes the hook. There's the drop. The rail will not land. He follows up with another one. Nothing landing for dramiS here. A little bit of LG. The rocket is good from psygib, as the Myrtle Hole might deliver here. dramiS so weak. psygib as well. He doesn't grab the heavy. dramiS still so weak. Items traded here. I'm very clinched right now, Jackie. I just need to let you know. Rocket around the corner there as dramiS backs off to the 50 shard in LG. Are they going to meet at Banana? He doubles back through the telly instead. These players keep their space, trying to stack back up off whatever they can. The next major is heavy. Rails exchange from both players. dramiS a little bit better off. psygib needs to be careful. He wants to try and engage this, and instead just trying to splash some damage through the drive-through window here, but is this going to be enough? Now dramiS has full map control. psygib on the back foot needs to get out of there. There's a little bit of rocket damage, but now dramiS is just playing a hunting game.
A very lethal game of cat and mouse here as we come close towards the 2-minute mark for the sudden death. dramiS against psygib. It's all on the line for this first map, and it's been a tremendous one so far. And I'm not surprised that you are clenched at the minute 40, because this really is come time for both of them. They want to come away with a win, the moolah, and the points. They need to double down now and show us what they've got. dramiS, with the nice adjustment there, off the bounce pad with the nail, sends himself flying into the rail room. Hits a sickeningly good shot as well. That is a tasty rail angle to find, and he's done a nice amount of damage to soften up psygib. He's also got him trapped effectively.
Pixel perfect placement on that one as the rocket coming in, warning psygib not to press on any further there. The rails exchanged through the telly will both miss. And it might be another case of traded items there. dramiS will claim the heavy. Mega goes to psygib. dramiS repositioning now on the rail. Wants to re-up as he only has one slug left. He doesn't want to make noise, so he's waiting patiently in there. Now, once he thinks it's safe, he takes it and re-ups accordingly. 3 minutes into sudden death, Jackie. And yeah, I'm out here making diamonds right now.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, there certainly is a lot of pressure on either of our two players. They're not wanting to overcommit either. They know, of course, how easily this can be thrown away. It's been building up to this point for such a long time now. Not exactly the 17 minutes you wanted to see previously, but it's still a 3-minute sudden death. I'll take it.
Well, if we just add up all the sudden death timing, maybe we'll hit 17, and that's good.
At least 10 minutes.
At least, as we're still tied 6. You gotta love it. Both players waiting for the perfect opportunity. I don't want to throw this away. They know that every map is money. And there's the LG, and he's gonna get the drop on him. And there's no way dramiS can escape as psygib just hit him with the Elmers, absolutely gluing him. And that'll be that. And yeah, on to the next one, says psygib, as he probably brushes off his shoulders. I know we don't have insight into what he's doing right now, but that last frag was solid.
Yeah, no, that was really clean. A big way to shut down the game. Gets back into it. It was close the entire time. And obviously it did feel like dramiS, for the most part, really had to fight to get himself back into that sudden death position. And at that point, it was a lot of just slower, methodical styles of play. I thought there might have been the potential for the frag after he hit the really tasty rail towards Banana. Like, that was a hard angle to get. He had him trapped. I was thinking at that point, potentially dramiS had the game in the bag, but it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate, but such a close game. What is it about today? Something's in the water. I love it.
Oh,
I mean, my blood pressure doesn't, but, you know.
What have they been feeding him for? What have they been eating?
Just cheesecake. Just a lot of cheese. If it was up to me, it would just be cheesecake,
I was going to say, that's what you've been eating. That's why you're so tanky.
I am. I'm very thick. I went from a medium to a heavy champion in about 3 months. But I don't regret it, all right? There's nothing wrong with the thickness, but psygib takes map number 1, 7-6, as we've been having close games all day, and that's got to wear on dramiS just a tiny bit going into map number 2. Hopefully not. You want to see, you know, the best dramiS we can, but losing a map that close, it has to wear on you a tiny bit and have to kind of sit in the back of your head of, okay, if I just would have done this differently, everything would have been, you know, my way. If I would have just hit this angle, if I would have stayed, if I didn't push there. But you got to wipe it all clean, Jackie. You can't think like that going into the next map. Every map is a new game, and every map is worth a lot of cash, and you want as much as you can.
You do. You got to get that dirt off your shoulder, keep yourself in the moment, and get back in there for another brawl. As it does not stop, of course. We will load into our second map here. This is a 3-map special between the two of these. It's a domestic matchup that we've seen a magnitude of times. It's always exciting, though. dramiS taking on psygib, starting off with a bit of a banger there on Awoken. That's what I would have liked to have seen coming out from an opening map between these two. I just hope it follows through throughout the rest of the series. dramiS, it looked like he had woken up a lot more towards the end as well, 40. So I think now we're really in for a treat.
I think so. What is map number 2? We got Sorlag and Scale on Ruins. I mean,
yeah,
that's fantastic. So we're going to see exactly how that plays out. But I think dramiS might have a little bit of an advantage here. I mean, Sorlag with the spit could be deadly, but we've seen Scale Bear with that shoulder charge into shotgun combo that's absolutely just crushing at close range. So it's really about who sets up properly near the heavy area. That's probably the best place to set traps. But Sorlag spit, I would say, is a little more versatile than the Bull Rush. But we're going to see. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think, no matter how gorgeous you are. Map number 2, we're going to be live right now between dramiS and psygib.
All right, here we go. Second map coming up. We'll see how this one is going to go down. Starting off, of course, from dramiS' POV on the Sorlag. Let's see if the slippery lizard will be able to slide in for a sickening opening kill. Early on, a bit of damage being done as the rocket will connect. So with the rail, dramiS was talking about going sicko mode, but not like this. The living embodiment of Travis Scott as he pulls out the shotty and wipes out psygib in a matter of seconds. 30 seconds flat for the first frag.
Wow. What a way to start. Strong start there. As the spit will be back up as well, so psygib needs to be careful. He did claim the mega. Items traded. There's a rail for his troubles. Thank you for dropping down. Take this damage. Preemptive spit from dramiS just to make sure it doesn't go through the telly. There's another fantastic rail again. Won't hit with the third, but he wants a fourth. He wants an attempt at least. There's some rocket damage, sending some flares his way. And this is quite the start to Ruins.
It is. It's a hell of a start. And it's what I wanted to see coming out from DJ dramiS himself, dropping fiery beats into Ruins of Sarnath. He's always been a really ruthless competitor. When we see him actually play some of his best Quake, it's really enjoyable to watch. I'm hoping that the tempos now come back into it. This should be a brilliant matchup here, especially with the two champs that are in play as well. It's always fun to see this. We got a glimpse of it earlier today, right, on Molten. That was enjoyable. Now on Ruins, how's it going to go? Unfortunately for dramiS, not being able to hit the beat there to get himself up on top of the ledge before the jump over. Does have to get himself out of a sticky situation, but the rocket will save him. Barely, but he finds the frag for it.
That was pretty incredible there as psygib used that bull rush. He turned into the king of pop, but dramiS was the one to beat it. As a rail, as the eyeball is raging the battle over the eyeball here. 34 HP, a little bit of an armor stack for dramiS. He should be able to get this mega. And psygib is going to take his leave and says, you know what, I want to restart. Mulligan.
One reset, you only get one in the game of golf.
Wow. And he somehow makes it work. Okay. So hats off to psygib. He's like, you know what? No. Let's do this over again. Actually takes himself out, pushes in with the LG and gets the frag, but the rail from dramiS after tanking one himself. psygib, not enough of a stack, and he goes down, and there's one for the butt cheeks on the way out as well. There's one for the front as well. Into the spit, too. Gets melted, and there's the mega for dramiS, and the momentum is strongly on Sorbet's side here.
Oh, yeah. She's got the speed, she's got the finesse. She's out here looking to impress. Those rails certainly are. Unfortunately, dramiS not quite getting the follow-up shot off as he drops down, barely misses it as well, as that would have been a hell of a lot of damage done onto psygib. The man's 1 HP. Oh, he tanks a single rail so he can push up, closes the distance, pulls out the LG, does get himself a good frag. He hasn't died once effectively at this point as well, if you don't count, of course, the reset that came up from psygib. He's going to be living his movie. Also gets himself to 6 now, as the rail again pays off massively. Don't think he expected off the back of the spawn to be fighting that early, though. And that time it will favor psygib. The big old bull gets into the game, tries to use the bull rush as well for the follow-up, and now it's 2-6.
And that's just psygib, you know, playing perfectly with the Intergalactic Warlord, being a bully. Right off the spawn, shoulder charge in, doesn't care. Plasma was perfect, but dramiS hops right in there, steals away the mega and says, hi, this is my LG. 7-2, rail off the spawn. Another one. Can he hit the trifecta? Very, very close. Looked like he missed that. And there's a shotgun blast around the corner. The LG's going to do it. And this is high-flying action from the Lizard. 8-2 is dramiS firmly in the lead. And we're barely 4 minutes into it, Jackie.
Man, I mean, he might be looking like King Cooper, but he basically just gumbed on psygib and then just shut him down with the LG, looking electrifying. But it's not going to be a shocking 9th frag that's picked up. Ooh, it was nearly one though. psygib, yeah, taking consistent damage from the spit, barely buffs it out, heals himself up. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to heal out that. The rail drop down from dramiS. Surely he can commit to this. Doesn't want to though. Doesn't overcommit to potentially lose it. Instead, just the jiggle peek with a rail. psygib didn't even see that one coming.
Yeah, drama's popping off right now. You can't help but think maybe he's not happy with the way the last map went. There's a shoulder jump into the rocket, perfectly placed, and a little bit more rockets just to make sure that dinosaur's dead. And I love it. I love to see it. Let's pop off a little bit more. Good rail from around the corner there. The spit comes out to make sure that psygib doesn't re-aggress, but he's going to reposition on top and try and get a vertical rail. Nothing doing, though, but there is a 50 shard waiting out in the courtyard.
This game is really turning into a bit of a flex right now for both of them. The way they're approaching it, it's pretty exciting to watch. We've only just got to the 5-minute mark as well. So there's still a whole second half of this madness to go down. And we are locked in the midst of another fight. psygib, very low, dramiS. Barely staying alive on the getaway at that point. Peers over towards the all-seeing eye, but doesn't really fancy his chances of lurking around for too long. Instead, psygib, knowing he's out of control really, and out of a position to get too much if he does rotate off, plays the slow game, but it won't matter. As dramiS gets an angle with a rail, and again, slays him, putting him into an early grave. He's now up by 6 frags, 40.
6 frags, shooting 64% rail. I know against the scale, that's not that crazy, but look at the rocket jump to avoid the bull rush as well, but he took a lot of damage, and psygib pushes back in and says, here's my nail gun. Thanks for the free damage there. I like the idea, but maybe dramiS could have sidestepped instead and just taken his leave. Instead, overstays his welcome. psygib gets the frag. Down 5, 4 minutes left. And the way they're playing this is well within the realm of possibilities, but not if he's taking damage like that. Absolutely getting peppered with nails. That's going to leave him salty. 25 HP. Bull Rush is available again. And luckily gets the Mega as dramiS is a little bit slow on it, but he still has the 5 frag lead, so not a huge deal.
He's just chilling. Ooh. psygib might be put on ice, though. Peeks out on that one. I mean, he is hitting some sick rails, though, to be fair. The follow-ups are crisp. Looking like a proper online-animal at the minute. They are both still alive, and the scoreline has not shifted. It's still a 10-5, and the time is still ticking down. psygib holds for the mega spawn. Now he's got a bit more weight to throw around to the next encounter. Wants to back it up with a bull rush as well. Rockets for the splash damage. Good transition as well as he flicks his way around and again takes down dramiS. Closing the gap slightly. 4 minutes now with effectively 4 frags to find as well.
Slowly chipping away, but time is going to be his biggest enemy here. dramiS 4 frags in the lead, has the spit back up, and he's going to wait on this Mega. psygib trying to fight from below and get a little bit of damage. He does on that last rocket. That's not too bad, but given the overall stack, doesn't really matter. But dramiS is going to drop down. The shotgun is going to hurt, and the rocket is going to end it here. psygib tacks on another one. Can he find him off the spawn? He does. Misses with the rail. dramiS goes flying by, but Heavy's not going to be up.
All right. This is a great spot to be in now for psygib. The chance to bring him back this game is huge, especially when he's hitting rockets like that. This is madness. The accuracy is through the roof. So's the LG. He doesn't miss a beat and lasers him down. He's just been beamed.
Just hit him with the Elmers again. psygib's LG is so incredible. 2 frags, 2 minutes, 10 seconds, and psygib is showing that, you know, you have to respect him a little more. You shouldn't be in some of these places. Why are you showing your face here? Good rail from dramiS there to get back into it. Retaliation from psygib will land. He has the stack. There's the rocket jump. He has the bull rush, and then he's going to use it, and the spit won't matter. Rocket combo will do it, and this is a 1 frag game. What has happened in dramiS? No, dropping down into LG. This should be a frag for psygib. Can he get around the corner? He's going to get caught in the courtyard, surely. psygib cannot let this go. This is free. Rockets raining down from the armor shard. There's the shotgun. Can't land. It's Mark. Finally makes that dinosaur extinct, and we're tied at 10, Jackie.
Here we go. The game has finally reached a position where psygib has the chance to now actually get the edge. Take the lead for the first time in quite some time. With about a minute left, really, this is where the final fight is going to be kicking off. They both take time to build themselves back up, replenish the arsenal, and actually have some firepower to contend with. He's only got 30 rounds left for the LG, so needs to slowly brush himself over towards the spawn. Takes a bit of chip damage, firing down with all the rockets, though. dramiS bites off far more than he can chew. Luckily, coats the bounce pad in spit. Disgusting and also damaging. psygib, he can't chase him because of that. Instead, has to work his way back around towards the mega spawn. They both arrive at the same time. He'll barely grab it, but he gets locked into mortal combat against psygib. Drops down with a bull rush, has the shotty ready, tries to catch him, but misses with the opening shot. dramiS has the edge. It all comes down to the next connection. Will it be the shotgun? Yes, it will.
psygib somehow makes that work. Absolutely incredible. 30 seconds, but he's so weak. I don't think he should be anywhere near this heavy, and it looks like he's not. He's going to go out to the courtyard, grab what he can. dramiS is going to take over the heavy, and now it's a matter of hunting. 20 seconds to try and find him. This is going to be it. LG on LG. dramiS has the stack, but can he do it? And he does. So now we have 11 to 11, and off the spawn, psygib's going to get caught in the worst possible split. There's the bull rush to get out, and that was just so fortunate. That was the worst place to be off the spawn. Somehow stays alive for the time being. Hears him behind him, almost threads the needle on a pixel perfect rail, but now we're sudden death again, and Jackie, I can't keep doing this. My blood pressure is too high.
Take a second to nibble on some cheesecake and reset yourself, because we are into a mad one, and there's a bit of a sugar rush occurring straight off the spawn as they bombard into one another. A lot of damage done to either of our two pros. psygib barely getting away. Same could be said for dramiS as well, but he really retreats as far as he can go with his tail tucked between his legs. Gets over to build himself back up, but the distance favors psygib, picking him off from miles away, leaving him in the red. He's not got a lot of stack left. This man could turn brown bread if he's not careful, 40.
And this is insane. Are you not entertained, chat? 11 to 11. dramiS somehow gets a mega for free, and that shouldn't have been allowed. psygib should have been there. But maybe a merciful god as a rail is landed from dramiS, and he's going to need more than that. Still no armor to his name. Playing very carefully here. psygib is creeping around the corner. Shotgun out. Now the battle for the heavy is going to rage on 10 HP. Is he going to be able to clip those nails? dramiS backs away, 35 HP even after the bubble. He's only got 60. He's so extremely weak, and the split on the items might be enough for psygib to get back. So dramiS going to play it safe, not going to be near mega. Just kidding. There he is, LG, and pushes psygib back, and I cannot believe it.
Man, that was crisp! The follow-up round could have been so clinical as well if he landed it, but he does not. At this point, we're a minute and 30 into the sudden death. The major items have got quite a difference between them. 5 seconds until heavy's up, whereas there's still about 10 for the mega. The spit goes down. Damage from a distance, but it won't matter! He has been flattened like a cartoon character as psygib runs him down with a roadkill.
And that is incredible. He just ran a train on him. He hit him with the 310 to Yuma to win the second map in the similar fashion that we saw the first map. dramiS getting caught off guard. First, he gets hit with the Elmers in map number 1 in Awoken, and then second, he gets caught off guard, and he just gets absolutely splatted. psygib, he's got to be popping off, man. I wish we had video on him, because you know that he's just got a big grin on his face, and who knows what else. But that was some phenomenal play.
He's steamrolled him. He's just gone full Wile E. Coyote and ruined his life. Man, what a game, though. Like, ending aside, even the sudden death aside, the fact we actually even got to that position, and then for it to be as close as it was, there was so many opportunities for either one of them to frag the opposition 40. That game just kept on giving. There was so many twists in the tail.
Just absolutely crazy, and psygib was down by a lot, up to 5 frags, I think. Brought it all the way back on a map like Ruins against a champ like Sorlag. That's not easy, and somehow comes out on top, and what a way to end it. Just hit him with the shoulder, flatten him out, and psygib has got to be feeling great right now, and all the psygib fans in chat have to be popping off. dramiS, again, another heartbreaking map drop. I mean, that's gotta hurt.
It's going to be rough. It really is going to be rough. Both of these have been crushing defeats that have been really unfortunate, coming down to a final frag. But for psygib, I mean, fair play. He was looking like a human rolling pin at the end there. And by all means, he did flatten dramiS. Now then, final map to decide this one, really. Of course, it was already the 2 maps that have been thrown into the back pocket of psygib. Can he make it the perfect 3, though, 40?
I think so. I think he has the ability. dramiS might be a little bit on tilt after that one. I mean, you saw him coming out aggressive after the first map. I think he might come out aggressive after this second one. The way that he lost, that might work against him. Maybe psygib's in his head a little bit. We'll see. But all I know is that I would love another sudden death, so let's do that.
Yeah, hopefully so. I want it to keep going in the manner it is because it's been really exciting to see. It's been a 6 series. All 3 of them have been today, 40. We've been in for a real treat, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope everyone at home is, not as, stressed out as I am, but I hope they're enjoying it. And we got still great matches even after this one. We're not even done. Like, this is crazy. What a start to the day.
I know, it's only the 3rd series. We've still got an awful lot more to go before even Wheat joins us as well for the last 2 bouts of the night. So a lot of clean Quake coming up. We'll be going into the 3rd and final map, though, for this bout, of course, between dramiS and psygib. And that is going to be Blood Covenant. So the Nyx versus the Visor. Classic duality matchup there.
Yeah, I think this is like the standard, probably a matchup that we've seen time and time again, especially on Blood Covenant. It's all a matter of vial control, using Ghost Walk and Vision as much as you can to try and take away the items from the other player, and using that to your advantage. It really depends on how the players want to use it. We've seen offensive Ghost Walks, we've seen defensive Ghost Walks, we've seen Ghost Walks that don't even pop because for whatever reason people just don't want to use it and they end up dying. But hopefully that's not the case here, but we'll see. I mean, every player plays it differently, and that's what makes this game so great.
Oh yeah, it'll be a really exciting affair as we do move into it then. I mean, at this point, collectively, I think we've had about 6 minutes of sudden death. We need about 11 to round out to the perfect 17.
We're going to get there. I have faith.
We can do it.
I believe.
We can definitely do it. We'll see who is going to do it, though, as we get into this map, of course. For dramiS, he's had a couple of close shaves. It's got to be quite soul-crushing for him that he hasn't pulled out a win yet. Will he get one here, though, or is this going to be the perfect 3-0? We'll find out.
dramiS starting off on the heavy. Nail gun in hand, ready to do some damage, and crispy, clean movement as he hops up to the rail. Wants to be able to utilize that immediately, and machine gun from psygib right off the bat, utilizing whatever he has to deal out damage. That's the way you gotta do it. Doesn't matter what you got. Oh, dropping into the rockets. That's not going to be good, but somehow stays alive. 7 HP and still not popping the Ghost Walk. dramiS is either fearless or just doesn't realize that that was very dangerous. Either way, he's going to be able to double back, but the split on the items is so huge that psygib might be able to get back to this Mega. He's going to take the lower route, which is going to make it incredibly hard. But is he going to go up the jump pad? He is. There's the shotgun, and just in the nick of time, literally timed to the T. And that is so unfortunate to see.
So an opening frag already picked up. Big ol' psygib. Let's see if he can get himself some more. Of course, he's got control over towards heavy at this point. It's going to be up in 3 seconds as well. Bit of a predictive free fire coming out. You can't predict that one. As dramiS appears behind him, using the Marauders map to get a bit of an edge. And now we'll just mutter the word mischief managed. He's got himself back in the game with a 1-to-1 split.
Rockets is zooming by here as the machine gun and Tribal trying to do some damage from the top. Nothing really landing. Vision is available here as dramiS makes his way over towards heavy. He's got his eyes on a rail. Definitely not going to be worth the jump over, but he's going to do it. Eats a little bit of Tribal. Great rail, actually, making it work. But psygib's going to lay on the damage, keep peppering with the Tribal machine gun, whatever you can. There's the LG, there's the push forward, and somehow gets the frag. 17 HP left. That was a little bit risky, but dramiS makes it work.
Does indeed. Ooh. He had the height advantage, but psygib made quick work of being able to switch that one. Turns it on a dime as he flings himself up to the bounce pad, raining down damage from above with the rocket. Quick transition over to the nails with the plasma finish him off. They both juke each other out through the portal. dramiS tries to get away, but the LG latching onto him, trying to rip him to pieces. He gets out.
Ooh, and that
minimal
Tribal
amount of health.
That Tribal was so close to capping dramiS on his drive-by there. Needs to be careful. More Tribal. The psygib is he's just being a nuisance with that thing. He's just volley of Tribalts around every single corner, utilizing every single weapon he has at his disposal. dramiS is going to have Ghost Walk back up in 2 seconds. And that one was an easy layup rail. Can he hit the follow-up here as he's trying to shuffle a little bit, make sure that psygib can't return that damage, and here's the aggressive Ghost Walk here. He's going to jump over the rail. He's not going to make the jump. That's going to be huge. He's actually going to eat a rail. The rocket to LG is going to be very strong, and the trade comes out as he fires one final rocket on his way out. Shotgun blast will take him out, and he gets a bit of the God spawn there. He gets the heavy, he gets his old rockets. He's going to be able to make that sweet jump up to the rail, and he still has the frag lead.
psygib. Staying on the low ground, keeping himself busy dancing around the pole, will eventually back off after that LG. burns an imprint onto dramiS. Onto the angle. Actually ready for the peak to come out as well. That's an extra bit of a tickling done with the LG. Whenever he gets an opportunity, he's doing nice sustainable damage, but he can't sustain himself. Couldn't make the move onto the heavy in time. dramiS effectively death rolling onto him with the rocket, obliterates him, and goes straight back in for a second helping. Up the bounce pad, rocket coming in, grabs the LG. Oh, he fires down, but it's not enough 40. He's finished off, and psygib comes back in. One frag difference still between them.
And it's just not supposed to go like that. Absolutely getting melted with the heavy machine gun. dramiS a little bit too early on this heavy. He's going to be able to get in the nick of time and ghost walk out of there. Now he has to be very careful with his next movements. It looks like psygib has already moved over to the Mega, positioning himself to pick that up, and that's going to let dramiS live. But wow, this is just back and forth the whole series. These guys are not afraid of each other, and it is fantastic to watch.
Oh, it's the dream, mate. We're getting the chaotic energy. 100% chaotic energy right now from either one of them. The approach they're taking to this duel. A second until heavy's up. Of course, psygib here close enough to grab it, but will he get away? He does. Actually doesn't take too much damage off the back of it as well. Could have been much worse for him there. Well, at least he does keep himself in good nick. We're nearly at the 5-minute mark. He again replenishes the RAW ammo, pops the piercing sight, and has an exact read, a precise angle of where dramiS is. Dropping down on top of him, hits the 90. That's a surprising shot to actually land. Now it just depends on the rotation. He set himself up for control of heavy. dramiS, of course, lurking over towards Mega at this point. They can split the items one apiece, and psygib would actually be in a pretty good spot.
Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do, as dramiS kind of pushed out a little bit further from Mega, and that rocket, even though it didn't do a lot of damage, is huge for information. So dramiS is going to be able to double back on that Mega. The split between the items is about 6-7 seconds. Vision will be up for psygib, and they're still going to play this kind of game of chess where dramiS looks like he's trying to control the middle of the map. psygib knows exactly where he is, but can he get the damage? There's the jump over straight into the Elmers again. That LG is so deadly, especially getting caught out like that. That could have been curtains, as now he's again a little bit early on the heavy, but the tribal will make it worthwhile as he grabs that and he's able to get out of there.
Up the bounce pad, rocket going in, clean direct as well. It implodes the face of dramiS as it explodes psygib back into a level playing field. 4-4 now, catching him with the LG. There's Big Papa Pump as well as he introduces dramiS to the shotgun himself, and again slays him. He's looking for frag after frag off of the spawn. The man's playing a bit of TDM at the minute, and he is hungry for Gibbs.
He's just stacking bodies right now. dramiS has to be careful not to let this get out of control. The rail will connect before the ghost walk. The rockets are out. He almost gets the kill before the Mega, but the shotgun again nets him another frag. dramiS did his best. He stole the Mega. He did some damage, but nothing doing here. psygib is heating up, and this is just looking so dangerous right now.
This is truly disgusting. It's starting to balloon out of control, right? It was kept in at least quite close check throughout a good majority of it. Now psygib certainly starting to snowball into a good lead in the game, making his classic plays as well, effectively just locking down heavy and being able to go over for the full commits on the timing against dramiS on Mega. The consistent damage that's going out as well. Every time he gets to peak off with that rail, he's hitting a 390, and that's not something that you can afford to just take over and over again.
Especially not as a light champion here. And here's the race for the heavy. Is it going to be enough? And psygib, good positioning there with the LG to keep him at bay. A little bit early, but just making sure that dramiS is nowhere near this here. He tries to get a peak shot with the rail, but nothing doing. Still 3 frags down, and somehow psygib hits his drive-by. And I don't even see it. I didn't even see it, but that was incredible.
No, that was actually nasty. That was a very vicious rail. Shouldn't be pulling those out, not at a time like this. He's got a mean streak in him, and he's trying to keep streaking these frags together and take himself to an 8th. Oh, the unzoomed connection with the rail, as it doesn't matter that dramiS dashes himself out of there. He's left lane on the stairs. The psygib leads with a 4 frag advantage. A big edge, but he's not content with only 4. He wants to keep on adding to this total tally as he totally dominates the items, leaping around, grabs the Mega, setting himself back over close towards heavy as well. 10 seconds until it's up. He's in a good spot here, 40, to really double down on the game.
Yeah, and psygib looking a lot like psygod right now. 8-4. Not the biggest frag differential, but man, you could just tell he is completely in control right now. dictating everything that dramiS does. Less than 2 minutes left, all the pressure on dramiS to make something happen here. But with the stack that psygib has, it's going to take a lot. He does start off with a mega pickup. There's the Ghost Walk, gets a little bit of damage, drops right on top of him. There's the wall jump, but psygib with the perfectly placed rocket, 9 HP, and he makes Nyx pay.
God damn. Can't pay off the debt that he's stuck in at the minute, though. It's dramiS miles behind here when it comes to the body count that psygib's been racking up. That's a rail that he won't hit, though. Oh, there's one that he will. And he keeps on peeking, both of them. Locked in rail combat as they're firing them off one after another. Enough damage done to force psygib to finally back off and not fully commit to a fight. It would have been ridiculous if he landed that mid-air rocket, but it doesn't slam into the body of dramiS. dramiS, who is directly above psygib at this point, trying to track him down, has a good read onto exactly where he is. Does back off, and he baits him out, juking him. He didn't quite realize where he was, but he still lands the rail from the bounce pad, really harming him, and then leaving him pumped full of lacerations as he cuts him down with the LG.
30 seconds, 4 frags. It's going to take a miracle. But we've seen things like that before. There's the vision pop, so he has all the information he needs. psygib's going to back away. The Tri-Volt is actually going to knock him slightly off to the side, ruining his trajectory. Is the machine gun going to be enough? And time again, psygib uses the heavy machine gun to absolutely melt his opponent, and dramiS is just left there astounded as he's going to get taken down 3-0, 10-5 on the last map. And psygib hitting that armor with a little bit of Lipton's, and he's got to be feeling good, man. The first 2 maps so close, and then kind of putting the stamp on it, and I feel like we've been here before.
Wow, clean. Really, overall, quite clean. Picks it up. It's a huge victory to walk away with. Again, a great result. Unfortunate for dramiS throughout the series, really. Quite a few really rough results for him. But psygib, all damn day, has just been looking on fire, especially here at the end as well. The shots he was pulling out were just disgusting. Some crazy aggressive encounters there. That was really nice to watch, 40.
Yeah, I don't know. The first 2 maps, you know, haunting. psygib coming out, clinching those out by 1 frag, and then this one was just kind of, once he got going, man, psygib literally turns into Psy God, and it's just crazy to watch. You can't stop him.
He just popped off. You can't. You literally can't. He's just an unstoppable force.
It's just a highlight reel right now. dramiS a little bit too late to try and get back into it. But yeah, going forward, that's going to be one to VOD review, though, especially the first 2 maps, and there's just very pivotal moments that I think dramiS needs to look back on and be like, wow, that could have changed everything. That moment that I pushed, the moment that I took the bad angle, kind of the rail swap at the, I vividly remember on Awoken, he swapped to rail as psygib was coming up the jump pad to Mega.
Yeah.
And that's just such a weird weapon to use for that, especially knowing, you know, he's off a fresh stack. It's just little things like that add up, and psygib, clean sweep, man. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, looking clean, absolutely giving it there, and walks away with what overall was a very, very exciting series. All 3 of those maps had a lot of sudden death to them, a lot of close encounters, and some rough outcomes for dramiS. A classic North American bout, though, that one. Vintage stuff, and I'm glad it was as enjoyable as it was. We've still got more action to come, though, 40, of course. We're not done yet. We're only really getting started. Game 4 is going to be coming up, and that'll be Razy, the Hellraiser himself, taking on Base. That should actually be a pretty crazy one. Definitely keep it locked here for that when we come back after the break.